Hey y'all, it's me again, Joey.
Well, ready to let them loose?
Yep, that's it. Let's see if they make us run.
Oh,
Probably so.
yeah, that one tried to get after him, but other than that, what can you expect? I mean, can you blame them? Oh yeah, they're getting after us now. Go, Joey, go!
Hey man!
Hey, man, buddy. I'm gonna get in the truck. You gotta go back and get your camera.
But also, just get as many as you can off the one next to it. Get out.
You gotta move away.
Do that side again. Y'all ready? Let's get started. Well, here we are again, the last weekend before the big expo. How's everybody doing over there in the chat? I hope they're doing good. Got a few in here already. How's it going, Philip? You all right?
I'm doing good. I'm at my happy place
Yeah.
out at the
Looks
farm.
like it. Yep.
We got some burgers on the griddle there.
There we go.
I got me a little toddy here. It's honey and Bouillé bourbon and a twist of lime. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. You just had to
Or as you call it,
email-
Joey. I'm sorry. If you call it brown water.
you had to email me and Mr. JW some of that burgers.
Yeah, I have to do that. How are you, JW?
Come on now.
On the bourbon.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. I got honey. I got JW's two favorite ingredients, bourbon and honey.
Yes.
I hope you don't dislike limes. That's funny.
No, I like limes. I could handle that.
That's
I
funny.
can handle a little bit of bourbon, but I don't want any bourbon honey. No offense
Yeah,
to those who make it.
I couldn't wait for mine to infuse.
Well,
That's right, DC. Come on out, man.
All right, we got the message. Got the link pinned there if anybody wants to come in and visit with us. Make some noise.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on him. There he is.
Hey there.
How's it going?
Fine. How y'all doing?
All right.
Oh, there he is. Mr.
Thank
Keith,
you.
how are you?
Philip might be doing better than the rest of us. I'm not sure that toddy he had going on there. I ain't got nothing but water.
It's pretty good. If anybody hadn't tried it, that's something I came up with on my very own. I'm sure somebody's done it before, but just
Yeah,
Got
once
it.
you get honey in there, it's healthy, so you can do whatever you want to.
Yeah.
that's exactly right. It's actually medicine at that point.
There you go. That's what I tell folks that I got a lot of customers that say they take honey like medicine, which I don't like it when they say that. They just take a teaspoon or a tablespoon every day. I'm like, dang, put it on some ice cream or something. Have some fun with it.
That's right.
It'll still do the same thing.
Yeah, it offsets all that other bad stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You all about ready to roll to Louisville?
Oh, I guess that's a long drive
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. How many hours is that?
Everybody tells me it's 12, but it always takes me 14.
Ooh. Yeah, that's about twice what it is for us.
Too
It
many
takes
bourbon
me
honey
right
stuff.
at 11.
How about you, JW?
About 2.
That's right. You're flying. I forgot. Excuse me.
No, it takes me about 2 hours to drive there from where I live.
2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna drive. Well, no, actually, I'm like, I don't know how close are you to Tom and Melissa, but I'm like 11 hours from them, so it wouldn't. I'd get there in about the same amount of time trying to catch you and then ride with you.
Yeah, you got another 140 miles from my house to Tom and Melissa's home. So I used to come to Dallas quite a bit. The horse sales and stuff. Philippi, 12 hours from here.
Did you go to Dallas or Fort Worth?
Fort Worth. In the general area, I've got family down there in that area. So,
well, send me their address in case I need something, a place to stay or something.
They found out it come from me. They might ban you, might shoot you. When you...
I was gonna say you need to patch up. You need to patch up your relations with them. So I'll have a place to stay if I get run out of my house.
Yeah, most of them about straight north of you up there in the Panhandle.
I don't know about the rest of you fellas out there, but you keep a little black book. You know, back when you're younger, you keep a black book for all the girls you're going to call. Now you keep a black book for where you're going to stay when your wife runs you out of the house.
Well,
I thought you was going to say a little black book for beekeeping supplies or something nice.
Yeah. You know what? I did run across a funny on I guess it was the Facebook, but I was looking for somebody, and you know how it's like when I was a kid and I would try to look up something in the World Book Encyclopedia. I'd spend like 2 hours and I'd never get to what I was looking for, just looking at all the other cool stuff in there. That's kind of how I am on the Facebook. So I'm looking for somebody's channel, and I come across this thing where this guy's telling this sad story about how he's going to have to. It's over. He's a beekeeper. He's over. He's only been beekeeping 1 year, but he's just got to stop. He said it's taking him away from his. He can't even get his chores in his house done. So he just finally just had to give something up. He said, "So I'm selling everything." He said, "Don't bother me with trying to Jew me down. I know I shouldn't. That's a bad word to use on the live here. Don't try to undercut me." He said, "I know what I got, what it's worth." And he said, if it's still posted, it's still available. Don't ask me if it's available. Tom Sossman, I know how you do. and he said, below is a detailed listing of what I'm selling. And it goes down to the bottom. He goes, 1 vacuum cleaner, 1 broom and dust mop, 1 stove with a range top, 1. He lists all his household stuff, with his cleaning stuff from home. And then you get to the bottom of his long list, like 10 items. He goes, "Or anything else that I can sell and buy more bee equipment."
That's about the truth.
Thought that was pretty good.
Yeah. I think about that every time I see somebody post. Most of the time, it's a newer beekeeper, you know, and bless their hearts, they'll say, "I've got all the equipment I need this year." And it's like, that never works.
Funny. That's really funny.
That's never a reality. I mean,
no, not unless you lose a whole lot of hives or something. if you have a good year, yeah, you'll be either selling bees or going to the store.
Yeah, that's you know, they ask you what happened in beekeeping that you didn't expect, and the 2 things that to me that always amazed me is, one is I didn't know how physically demanding it would be. That was number 1. And number 2, I had no idea how much stuff piled up you needed besides what was the hive. You need about 3 times the area of what your hive is for each hive to store and keep up with stuff. Maybe 4, I don't know. But it's a lot. It is a heck of a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how many square footage you can fill up with stuff.
Yeah, it's wild. Matter of fact, hold on just a second. Yeah, you guys have seen in some of my videos, my backdrop is just equipment stacked up. But now I'm out here at the farm. Let's see if we can get an over the shoulder look. See there. That's just a small stack there.
Yep.
Just stuff. But yeah, here's the swarm trap.
Well, my question is, how you keep it so neat?
I was trying to. The reason it's like stacked like that, Joey, is I was trying to get this table cleaned off for some reason. It was all on top of that table, stacked up, higher than you could reach. So
kind of like Brad with his little work table in his shed shop. He said he hadn't seen it in 2 years.
It's like it's yeah. I think Brad's the one that said beekeeping. It's really not about keeping bees alive. It's really about knowing how to count and how to stack and restack and count again and restack and count and restack. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And my problem is the supers are easy. Supers you stack up, and I've got the moth crystals on them, but all the tops and bottoms and inner covers and excluders and all that mess, it's like no matter how I arrange it, whatever I need is on the bottom. So
yes, absolutely, you're right.
I hadn't figured that out yet.
Yeah. I wish if you figure that out, you tell me. Because I did that just the other day. I was actually looking for. I moved some bees out here. One of the reasons we came out is I got some real mean bees at home. The ones that stung my son and caused him to have a reaction. So I had to dig through and get I have moving screens because I've actually killed bees. Even the mean ones I have a soft spot in my heart for. I've actually killed bees, not giving them enough ventilation. So I made these screens that are really just a shim and some number 8 wire across the top. So I needed one of those, and sure enough, it was on the bottom of the stack.
And that's even worse once we get into swarm season, when something's going on and you need to act quick and you run into shop and what you need is on the bottom. And then it looks like a tornado went through the shop because everything's flung everywhere. And
exactly.
Yeah, I ain't got that figured out. I ain't got enough room to really do it nicely. Have little shelves built wherever each different part is easy to get to. But yeah. Oh well.
I'd be too embarrassed to show y'all the rest of this little room right here. It's a mess. I don't even like walking in it, and I don't care what things look like most of the time. It's just not big enough to organize right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I need to lay all mine out maybe like a bookcase instead of stacking it. Have it kind of horizontal. Then you can just kind of pick out whatever parts you wanted. But man, that takes up a lot of room unless you got some shelves or something to stack it. If you just run it across the floor like that, that's not very efficient.
Yeah. I've got an old, it used to be a dog kennel years back when we deer hunted with deer hounds all the time. I had a 10 by 30 pen, and over the years I put a little roof on it with a PVC pipe and just bowed it over and put tin on it and made like a big tunnel. And I used it for a shed to park my motorcycle and my lawnmower and all that kind of junk in for a while. But now it was supposed to be where I put all my boxes, like brood boxes, boxes with brood comb or new boxes that's already ready to go, and honey supers. And I had it all organized when I laid it out. And I put a row this down by the side and just a little walking room, enough where you could get your elbows through. Start another line here in the middle and then another line on the other side. And I left the front 6 feet or 8 feet open. That way, if I needed to take stuff off my trailer and throw in there, I'd have room. Well, you can't even walk there now. I had to walk sideways just to get to where my honey supers are. So I beat myself up over it all the time. I just can't keep it straight.
Yeah. Sounds like we're all in the same boat. So
there, run.
Well, JW, you being awfully quiet.
He is, ain't he? He's up to something. He's up to something.
Got that donkey looking over his shoulder.
That's one of my buddies. That's my dog. Hey, Philip, can you see the comments? Are you on your phone? Can you see your comments?
No, let me look over there. My phone. Let me see here.
Somebody asked him a question.
No, I was wanting to private chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, those comments. Hold on a second. Let me get back to that.
You talking about the private chat?
Yeah. Can you see it, Philip?
See if I go here and get chat. There we go. Chat. Come on.
If not, I'll text you. On the phone.
It just said chat. It says There's no chats in here that I can see. JW.
No, I haven't sent it yet.
It says start.
I didn't know if you could get you was on your phone or not. Okay. I'll probably chat you here in a minute. If it don't come through, I'll text you after a while.
All right. If you text me though, I probably can't get it because I'm on my phone. And if I try to switch over, it'll kick me out.
Well,
I'm trying to step out here where I can.
That might be his plan, Philip. I don't know.
He might be trying to lure me into that trap. I like that. I respect AJW for all that.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I like the way he thinks.
Yeah. You'll end up in trouble if you get to liking the way I think. I can see through these glasses.
That's right.
So what y'all got?
I tell people.
You still in the depths of winter, or is springtime trying to pop out a little bit?
Where? Who?
Anybody?
Oh, I hadn't seen anything popping out yet, but I did. The last half of the day, it stayed kind of overcast all morning. The bees didn't fly much, but they are bringing in pollen. They're not really packed down with pollen. Some of it you got to really look. You can see them coming in with it. I don't know what they're bringing in. It's either pollen or they found somebody's corn crib.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any pollen on mine, but I'm out here in the country and we did OA vapor today, and every once in a while hey, there's none coming in or out. Let me make sure it's not a dead out. But we didn't have any losses out here, out of about 40 colonies, so that was good. And some of the colonies were quite strong, stronger on average than my colonies back in Capel. So they're probably just setting me up for another disappointing year. But I'm sort of encouraged all of a sudden. I did pull all my bees together and have a pep talk with them though, and told them we're not going to have any Capel bees. They needed to, they carried their butts last year. We're not going to have them. They got to do their part. So hopefully they listen to me.
It's good to have a pep talk every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some folks in North Carolina who are reporting they're already seeing some red maples blooming.
That's cool.
Wow.
I've got
You're right.
I've got buds on mine, but I don't have anything blooming. It's a little. I mean, I'm all for early spring, but that's just a little bit too early right now.
Yeah.
What was it? Wasn't that you about 2 weeks ago? Saw blooming. Somebody up in your territory.
Yeah, I don't believe it was me. I hadn't.
Who was? Somebody saw the red maple.
Yeah,
that might have been in South Carolina.
Yeah, I think that was South Carolina. But yeah, it's a little.
Yeah, I never realized it a few years ago how South Carolina, they're actually sometimes ahead of us in Louisiana.
Yeah,
I guess being the ones closer to the water there.
Yeah. It can vary a lot. South Carolina is a lot like North Carolina. You got the coast and the kind of the middle, the Piedmont, and then the mountains. So it can vary a whole lot. But Yeah, we still got our worst part of winters, January, early February usually. So now we've had a lot of warm days. I mean, we're supposed to hit 68, I believe, next Wednesday. So the ladies will be flying big time. I've had a little pollen sub out and feeding some syrup just so they don't come home hungry. But
are you feeding it to them where they can get it fast, or kind of have to kind of work for it?
no, it's pretty open. They can if they want it, it's there. So the only trouble you have now with feeding is it gets down to in the 30s at night and the upper 60s during the day. If you leave the syrup out, it's so chilly early in the morning. It'll lock them up before it warms up a little bit. But yeah, it looks like our weather's going to be pretty nice in Louisville. Might have a little bit of rain, but don't look like nothing close to freezing.
Yeah. Somebody here said I had it highlighted and I unhighlighted it. Mr. Ed was seeing red maple. Here it is. He's always seen it way ahead of me, and he's only like where the Abbey is probably maybe 30, 35 minutes from me.
Wow.
But I think it's the location. He's around I'm around a lot of water, but he's around a little bit different kind of environment there. Mm-hmm. And they start popping a little bit about at least 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ahead of me.
Yeah, Jan's saying there, hoping Keith Larimore had red maple blooming in there. I see Hope popped in, so she can tell us what's going on. I mean, he can tell us what's going on down there.
Yeah.
I can't remember what part of South Carolina he's in. But either way, it ain't too long till spring is here.
I know.
I've got lots of dandelions blooming here at my place, but they're all inside potted plants inside the greenhouse.
I still got leaves falling off trees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too.
Okay, so Hope he's in Rock Hill. So that's just right down 77 for me, down below Charlotte, on into South Carolina a little ways. Not too awfully far.
Hey, Joey, I know people come on to your show to get tips and everything, so I got a tip for everybody. I was at HEB, that's a grocery store down here, and I found some buns that have half the carbs of normal buns. I'll show it to you guys if you want to look. Let's see how we do that. There it is right there. Look at that. Half the carbs on those buns. That's two burgers. That's what y'all come here for, is for a good tip, right?
That looks like a biscuit. Is that why it's half the carb?
It might be a quarter of the carbs of a normal bun. That's even better.
Yeah, that's a great advertising trick. I saw some Klondike bars in the freezer at I can't remember where I was at. Half the calories, where they were half the size.
Yeah,
they were just little half bars.
Doing one of them Dollar General tricks, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty easy.
Yeah, he's talking a couple of years ago about shrinkflation. Everybody making a smaller volume containers and everything with the same price on it. Dollar General been doing that forever.
Mm.
You got to watch them.
Dollar General. Y'all got those everywhere like we do.
Yeah. You can't even diss the ground, man. I want to pop up somewhere.
That's just about.
Yeah, we've got them.
Where it is all over.
Just 2 or 3 miles of each other. We got them. It's crazy, and everybody complains about it, but the parking lots stay full.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
they
man,
do.
if you don't like it, don't go. Maybe they'll quit building
Yeah,
them.
it ain't in your way if you're not going to it. I use them a lot. They're handy.
Yeah, they're awfully handy. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Good evening.
Who are you and where are
Oh
you?
gosh, I got me laughing so hard. Hey, Melissa.
Hello.
I wanted to add one more thing about the Dollar General before we move on. I was driving not too far from where I grew up, and out in the middle of the country. I mean, way out in the middle of the country. And I look over to my right, and there's a Dollar General just popped up out of nowhere. And the first thought is, okay, we're less than a quarter mile from an intersection behind me. How expensive could the dirt have been out there that they couldn't have just gone ahead and bought a little lot at the intersection of the two highways rather than?
Yeah. Well, you know,
You're right. They'll put them anywhere.
some people didn't realize it, but if you look, I don't know what they're doing now, but say 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, they were putting them by schools and anything that was relative to like kids' nursery or kindergartens, anywhere where there was a lot of parents coming in and out, and that's what they were doing, and it worked.
I got it on pretty good authority that they've got more locations than Walmart now.
I'm sure they do.
Our little town that we live just outside of. How many people live in Pacific, you think, Tom? What's the population, you think? Yeah, like no more than 20,000, probably closer to 10. There's 2 Dollar Generals just in that town alone.
Yeah.
Mine's the same way. There's 2 here, and it's about 10,000, Melissa.
And then there's there's those 2, and then where we live, which is about 10 miles from the city center of Pacific, there's another one there, about 2 miles from our house, and there's another one about 5 more miles away from that one. They're everywhere.
Yeah, we don't have a Walmart in this county. We got one in every county around us, but we don't have one. But we got 6 or 8 Dollar Generals, plus dollar stores and Family Dollars.
The Family Dollars tried to build one by every Dollar General around here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got some of that around here.
Some of them has already closed back down. Wasn't open a year, and they closed them back down.
Yeah, there's not as many. There's a few Family Dollars around here, but they're not really. I mean, where we are, there's within 10 miles of us, there's 2 different Walmarts. So I mean, it's not like we're in the middle of nowhere that you can't get to a different type of grocery store.
They come in handy though. I had to stop by one on the way home the other night and pick up. I forgot what I got. 5, 6, 4-pound bags of sugar, just so I can mix up a little bit. Of course, they look at you like you're crazy, but that was New Year's night. New Year's night, you're buying 6 bags of sugar. So
Not crazy.
I'm always
What size were the bags?
little 4-pounders.
The 4-pounders, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised at what kind of food items they have. Like they always have milk and eggs and cheese, and it's all reasonably priced. You'd expect it would be convenience store prices.
Yeah.
I would think, but
So
I mean,
usually don't go to Dollar General. It's usually like I need a card for something or like something for a project I'm working on. But then I go in there and I'll walk through the aisles, and they actually, if you make candles, vessel candles, they'll actually in their seasonal stuff sometimes have like decent little I don't know,
jars.
ceramic, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not really jars, but ceramic, I don't know. Not really bowls, but
Like little pots for little plants.
Yeah. That I make candles in.
You're not
They're
melting
usually
that
fairly cheap.
wax down, Melissa, and re.
What?
you're not melting that Dollar General wax down now and
No Dollar General wax.
Bee.
Yeah, JW sniffed it out.
No Dollar General wax. All mine.
Yeah, Michelle goes around to those stores and buys. They always got some kind of cute little jars on sale, and she's got one of those gizmos. I think they call it a Cricut, where it cuts stencils, and she makes the stencils on the little jars. And I sell those at the market. People just like little pretty things.
Yeah, this is a good time to go ahead and say that tonight's episode of Joey and Friends is brought to you by Dollar General stores.
Unbeknownst to them.
We all need sponsors. We could be like the NASCAR guys, standing beside the hive and have stickers all over it. Well, this old Day Dant Hilco hive really run good this year.
Steak and bake.
Yeah.
So what I missed before we got on here?
Oh, we just talking about the weather and Nobby a little bit. And you got any new Nobby information to bring to the party?
Oh no!
We're always looking forward to getting there.
I've just been picking up little odds and ends for the dinner for the party that either the Sam's or the Walmart down in Louisville didn't have available, or it would be easier to grab here and bring down there. So I've just been kind of collecting all that stuff and have it in a nice pile in the basement so we don't forget any of it. And then it's driving me crazy because I want to get stuff ordered so I can have it done and checked off my list. But the Sam's order for the food, appetizers, desserts, and whatnot, they won't let you put the order in until 2 days before. You can only order it 2 days out. So that's driving me nuts because I want to just get that done and taken care of, so I can mark it off my list. But yeah, I've got the pizza's ready to go. I need to call on Monday and make that payment, but they already have our order, so they know it's coming. And yeah, we're good to go. Just getting it all there and getting it all together. Be a good time.
I'm going to try to pull out of here Wednesday morning at 4:00. My wife's riding with me, so it's going to be a chore getting her out the door that early.
Just have her sleep in the car the night before.
I might have to just throw her in the back seat and take off. Put all her stuff in the vehicle the day before.
Yeah. Well, that's what Tom and I have been talking. So all this week, my focus has been on, Dad just asked, has been on Honey Show entry stuff. And Tom, we were out to dinner and Tom's like, so what do you have to enter? And I'm counting it. And there's I haven't settled on a final number of entries yet, but it's between 18 and 20 category entries.
Wow.
So so that's been my focus this week has been getting my honey together, getting my wax entries together. I just did my photographs today. And my honey is sitting in the warming cabinet right now. So I still need to go back to that and make sure it's all nice and clean and filled appropriately. So it's been a full-time job this week just for Honey Show prep. So our plan is to get that done Monday. I'm going to do any of my baking entries. I'm going to do those all Monday. That way, if anything messes up, I'll have time Tuesday. And then I'm going to pack everything on Tuesday. So,
Melissa, when Chris was on the other night, I guess it was Cayman's Live, I thought he said something about pre-registering for the Honey Show. Was that did I make that up?
No, you're right. So what that is just so you can get early entry into the Honey Show to register your items. And I think he said you had to be entering at least 3 items to do the pre-registry. So that's all that is. It just gives you a pass to get in early on Thursday to enter your items into the honey show. You don't get to go into the vendor part or anything like that, just to get in to start entering your things into the honey show.
Yeah.
So
I read through the rules, and I think I'm only going to enter a couple of things, so I don't need to be worried
Who's
about
doing
that.
the honey bar?
we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
If it ain't too late, I may do it. But, I hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, I think you just need to. I think there's an email that or a link that you sign up for it.
Yeah.
It's a little form you fill out.
Yeah.
The Russell said the deadline was yesterday.
Okay. I guess I won't do it.
Well, is that
For the honey show. For the honey show.
That's for the pre-registration for the honey show, though, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It was good that he said that because I went on and at least read the rules finally. But beyond that, it didn't mean that much to me because I was like, yeah, they're not talking to me. I don't have enough stuff to worry about.
Yeah, the directions are always the last resort.
I do have to say,
Right.
like in the future, if you're gonna enter the honey show, it behooves you if you can get early entry to enter 3 items because that line can get long and it can take a long time to get through.
That's a good
So
point.
if you get the opportunity to do early entry to a honey show, I always do it because you never know how long it takes forever to once you get there just to prep your items to sign it in, especially if you have multiple entries. Last year, Tom left me in the honey show prep room and went about his business.
People weren't.
Yeah, whoever's behind Melissa. Mm.
Just grab the credit card, Tom, and go.
Oh, I don't need her permission. I have my own business.
Yeah, I've got like 3 different checklists for Nabi going on. There's the dinner checklist, the honey show checklist, and then our own packing checklist.
Yeah.
We have said hook up the camper and go to the expo lot. I looked into that. If I was gonna do it, I'd just go ahead and go to the campground. But I have lost my RV. My granddaughter's gonna be using it for a few months in Baton Rouge. So
Oh boy.
I guess if I go anywhere, I'm gonna have to hotel it.
She's going to have so many parties inside that thing, you're not going to want it back.
Yeah.
What I was thinking, Tom.
You have to buy it
I
then.
didn't verbalize it. I got the same plan. Oh, go ahead, Tom.
That's okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to tell Joey I got the same plan that he does, except you just take out his wife and I still got to stick no in there. Leave at 4 a.m. and try to get him in the car so he can pass out. I'll drive for the first 4 or 5 hours.
JW and I stayed in Joey's camper, and I'll tell you honestly, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, I was planning on coming back. He don't even have any place for me to stay now.
Oh, I just thought about that. You're right. Doggone it.
Joey,
I mean,
could you get?
I've
Could
only
you
stayed
get
in a camper trailer a couple times, honestly, and I thought it was pretty satisfactory. We had the little he had a little fireplace heater thing going there, so I got to stay out in the main area. JW took the bedroom up there over the gooseneck, and or fifth wheel rather, and I had a little fireplace thing, little ambiance fireplace going there. It was nice.
Well, I guess I'll have to get a hotel now that Joey's not bringing his RV.
I think so.
I think they got hookups and stuff there, Joey. I never did.
Well, yeah, I looked it up. They it's a. Let me see who this is.
It's Brad. Oh, you logged in.
They have
The link sent us.
they have some that's full hookups. They have some that's just power and water, and it's first come first serve, and you still pay for it. And I got to looking at that. I said, well, if I got to pay anything and don't know what I'm going to get when I get there, I just go to the nearest campground.
Yeah.
But I ended up changing my mind and went ahead and got a hotel anyways.
They just come in over at gate 4, and it's It's
I didn't
not-
want to be shuttling propane every day anyway.
Yeah, it's right there. It's pretty handy actually. You don't have it's not very far. It's right there.
Yeah.
Come in gate 4 and it's right over by the that amusement park, whatever they call it.
I'm going to have to get me one of them horse trailers that's got the living area up front.
Yeah.
Fancy.
That way I can go up there with it, and all the stuff I purchased can go in the back of the trailer where the horse is supposed to be.
We'll fit right in Kentucky.
You can buy, they call them toy haulers now. You can buy them, Joy, that you
Yeah.
side to side or race
Yeah.
car or whatever.
I actually looked at the toy haulers about 2 months ago, and I
Yeah.
changed my mind.
Yeah.
It was right at the borderline of what my F-350 could handle.
Yeah.
So, that may be too much. Hey,
Well,
Brad.
Hey, everybody.
JW, for a beekeeper, it wouldn't be a toy hauler. It would be like a Hummer bee hauler, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Hummer bee.
Oh, you could get a Hummer bee. Here's what up with you. They get some of them guys got them big enough to haul a race car in, them
Yeah.
sprint cars and stuff. So you got them. I've got what I call well, I won't tell you what I call it, but I've got a little slide-in camper that I thought about driving down and staying in it, but you're away from everything, and I don't have I've got a bathroom in it, but I don't want to have to clean it up if I use it in my shower and stuff.
Yeah, Brian says he's going to check a bag just to bring honey home for the honey slop.
Yeah. May have to.
Yeah.
So what's going on up in the Great North, Brad?
Nothing. Seems we get more snow every day, though.
I'll restart it.
Yeah.
There's kind of something. It just snows. It doesn't snow a lot, but it just snows every day, it seems. Just a quarter of an inch, half an inch, an inch. Today we got a good few inches of just the most fluffy light snow that you could imagine. As soon as the wind comes up, that's all going to blow up into drift.
Yeah. Are the temps crazy or not too terrible?
Kind of medium cold. It's just cold. It's not effing cold. Minus 24 C right now. So it was up to minus 12 today. So again, it's not too bad. Still, I don't want to have to work outside too much.
I think Joey might differ with you a little bit.
Well, it is winter.
You got
in
up about
Manitoba.
12.
It is winter Manitoba, so I mean, when I say it's not too bad, that's relative, right? Relative to what it could be.
As long as it would be like it is down here, as long as it only lasts a couple hours in a day, I'd be all right with it.
Right.
No way.
Yeah.
It lasts for weeks sometimes. I know there's been times in the past years that it'll get cold, maybe middle of January, and I'm talking minus 30, well under minus 20, and it'll just be cold like that for 6 weeks. It gets so depressing because it's so cold.
Well, I'll tell you, the coldest this Louisiana boy's ever been was I worked the 3 years I worked up in New York City. 1 year there, it stayed below 10 degrees for a little over 2 weeks. It was like 2.5 weeks. It never got above 10 degrees Fahrenheit. But to me, that was cold. We'd have to go out and unload conduit off of a truck. And you could only grab it even with gloves on. You could only grab a couple bundles of conduit, and then you had to go by the heater. It almost burned your hands. It's so cold. You go back and grab another.
And that would be humid cold too, so that would just go right through you. Here it's so dry
It was
that
funny how New
I
York
don't
was
feel
like
that.
that. New York, one time of the year it would be a wet cold, and the next time it'd be a dry cold, depending on which way their wind was going.
Okay. Just to
But
which way the air is moving, I guess.
yeah, but something about being that cold for a long time, it's just able to soak in everything. Everything absorbs that cold, and it just takes a while to warm anything up.
So I'll put this one up. I took this the other day. And then the giant cat has to come and sit on me. So yeah, that's the home yard I just took the other day. So
Okay.
getting a bit of snow now.
Mm-hmm.
And those hives, like you can see this. Hey, mind your manners. You can see these hives. They're sitting on my stands. So the bottom of that pallet is 6 inches off the ground. So even in there, it's getting some snow built up, and quite often don't get much more snow in there than that because it does blow through. My other yard. Well, let's see if I have a picture of that. My out yard. Yeah, it's here. So let's see. I'll go this way. So you can kind of see the polystyrene. So the top of that polystyrene is the top of the box, and then the cover is over that. So some of these over here have more snow. So because it doesn't blow in there, it's more sheltered. So the snow just falls and stacks up. So yeah, we got plenty of snow.
Brad, I watched your stream today. This one you put out.
Thank you, sir.
How did you
I did too.
take your opening?
Thank you.
With the drone? Is that your homestead there in your opening?
Yeah, that's my place.
And did you use a drone camera, or how'd you get that picture?
Yeah. I didn't take that video. That was taken actually by a professional production company that came out here.
Okay.
They wanted to do a video, and so they took that footage.
Okay.
And I set that music to it just for that short intro.
I was just curious if you did it or you had it done. Or...
Yeah, they use the same drone that I have now, but it was very well done. Really nice guys that came out here to do that. They had so much fun. They had so much fun. They were sent out here to do a promo by a company I was selling through, and they had a lot of fun. So they were paid by the company, and it would have cost the company probably $1,500 because there was, forget how many there was, 3 of them, maybe 4 of them. I think it was 3 guys and the one guy's girlfriend was with him, so made up 4. And I think that would have cost the company $1,500 for them to do that. And they had so much fun here with the bees and the apiary and whatnot. They called me up a few weeks later and said, "Hey, we want to come out and do a video for you for nothing." So I said, "Yeah, I'll do that." And so they did. It was a really neat video.
Yeah.
They did a little interview section. I could talk about the honey and the bees and the farm. Yeah, really nice guys.
I don't think, Brad, people don't realize how much effort goes into that sort of thing to make a very short 1 or 2 minute video with a lot of editing and such.
Yeah.
I think you're spot on. My cousin actually does that as an amateur. He's kind of an amateur photographer, but does a very good job in his little sideline gig. And he did one for the EMBA this last year and did a few sound bites, did some pictures throughout, some stills and some short videos, and did some sound over type things and stuff. And he charges a very, very small fee, but he said if I was to do that again, he said it'd probably run you somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,500. And I think the whole video came out to be about, I want to say maybe 2.5 minutes. So
yeah, definitely the editing. We spent a couple hours here doing it, and we weren't pressed for time. We were just having fun. It was beautiful weather. They were trying to catch that golden hour, for a lot of the shots, and it really worked out nice for them. And then, it was a long time before I ever saw any finished product from them because it just takes so much editing time, as you say.
Yeah.
Right. That was interesting.
JW, were you wanting to make an intro video for the farm?
Well, my son, the one that lives here in town, he does that paramotor and stuff. He's got all those 360 cameras and the whole bit. He can do it. He knows how to
nice.
do that all out. I'm just going to get him to. I didn't know if he used a drone. I can get him to. He's got a drone also, but he puts out a lot of that kind of stuff, and he knows how to edit it and add the music and all that, which is all Greek to me. I wouldn't have any idea how to.
Photography is, they're really good photographers, videographers, I should say. But of equal importance is the editing, because they'll take a ton of video.
Oh yeah.
And then to go through it all and to decide what to use and where to put it, and then to find some music to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
They used a different piece of music than what I put on my intro. But
I thought maybe you might have sung that intro, did you?
I might have sung it. Yeah, that wasn't me singing. That's a bit of an earworm for me, though. I've listened to that so many times. It's like, get out of my head.
Find yourself singing it when you least expect it.
Oh, it just goes through my head constantly.
Those of you don't know, he is a pretty good singer.
Yeah.
So I've seen him in action.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
Well,
that.
we need a Brad to come to Nobby then, and he can sing and Charlie can dance.
Well, Brad's not quite what my dog is, but he's pretty
I'm not as good as your dog. Thanks.
Hey, Brad, he meant that with all the love in the world, okay? That's how
I'm sure he
that.
did.
His dog is really good.
His dog is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brad,
We could do a sing off, your dog versus Brad's cat.
yeah.
I don't know if I've ever. Yeah.
I say Brad and I have that one thing in common. I can't sing, of course, but we're both good for more than just to look at.
Yeah.
All right, Philip.
I wouldn't say that about either if I were you, RTX.
It's not my go-to genre, but I definitely have enough influence to bluegrass that I could probably get by.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Joey, can you do other cool things on
Bless
here,
you, Keith.
like applause and laughter and things like
I
that?
I hadn't tried to figure them out yet.
Maybe a drum
I
roll.
need to. I'll have to get with Brian and
This
get
is a
some
laugh
lessons.
track.
Yeah, Castle could screw you up, could get you squared away
Funny.
there.
Could screw you up.
Well,
you can probably do that too.
probably could do that too. Yeah.
Sorry I missed you last week, Joey. I always like to try to catch your live stream, and I missed you last week. I had an engagement.
I figured you was busy.
Yeah, I was out with the Bee Club Saturday night. President and all, so you kind of have to show up.
Yeah.
It's like,
Kind of obligated, huh?
well, it's like 40 miles away, but still,
That's an important part of it, Brad.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that's the
good.
problem about getting elected. You have to be there.
More of a sentence than anything. No, I do enjoy it. I never feel like I'm very good at it, but this is ending my third year. We have our AGM coming up soon. So if they want me again, it'll be year 4, which is way longer than most people. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I always want to push people into volunteerism and getting involved. And we have had quite a few people getting involved, which is really nice.
That's good.
I'm thrilled to see it.
Yeah.
Our
that's
education
helpful.
department, the people who take care of the guest speakers and everything for our monthly meetings, they're a really good team. They do such a great job. And I think that's key.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Could you talk to Melissa about that? She needs help in that and being
Okay.
encouraged to volunteer.
Encouraging volunteers.
She's not involved.
I know.
No, encouraging you to volunteer. Melissa is president of our Volunteers Anonymous meeting. Group.
Yep.
That's
Well,
all right.
That's the one thing. One thing I'm always preaching from the pulpit at the meetings is get involved. This is not a. I try to tell them this isn't a spectator sport.
Yeah.
This is only done by us as a group, and it's not an us and them. It's not a we have a small group of people we call the executive, but it's not an exclusive group. We want you in the inner circle. We want you in the leadership team.
People will get out of something what they put into it.
Yeah, and in my experience looking at volunteer organizations, the really really good ones, have really good volunteers.
Yeah,
or at least a lot of willing volunteers.
That's
Just
right.
lots of people who want to help and want to add value. And if people don't volunteer to do it, then it just won't happen.
Sometimes I'll even kind of further that conversation, Brad. Sometimes being on the executive committee for a club, much like what you have done yourself, is nothing more than being a big cheerleader too. If you're not excited about something and creating some value there, nobody else is going to do it either.
Yeah, and I made it clear when they asked me to do this. I'm not the kind of leader. I'm not a one-man band leader. I'm exactly that. I'm the cheerleader leader. Because if this is all going to be up to me, it's not going to happen because I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Period. Right. I'll fulfill a role, and I'll do my best at that role. But there's going to be volunteers to do the other roles as well. We have sound people. We have, like I say, the education committee. We have a guy who does the newsletter. He does a lot of work for us.
Yeah.
He's really good at it. Very eager.
Some of those positions require some very skilled expertise, like you said, the newsletter or somebody who handles social media,
The website person, the webmaster.
website, all that stuff.
Yeah, we have a good website guy.
Yeah.
I will say too, I know, I'm a member of the Volunteers Anonymous Club, according to Philip, but at the same time, Tom and I are members on the board of the EMBA. And I just feel like if you want other people to be involved, the board members have to be excited about being involved also.
Yeah.
And, because if you don't seem excited about your club and you're not excited about the things happening and getting other people involved, then other people aren't going to want to volunteer to help out, right? We had one board member that actually dropped off, and she just didn't want to show up for meetings, didn't want to show up for events. She's like, why do we have to show up for all these things? I'm like, because you ran to be on the board. Nobody told you to be on the board. You volunteered to be on this board. And how do you think you're going to get other people involved if the board members themselves aren't involved and excited about the events that are happening, Well,
and at the end of the day, really, the most enjoyable part, I think, for the members is the social aspect.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
It's a social club.
So we have
that's why I was against the whole, when we went through that whole period where we couldn't meet together and that when we came out of the dark times, that I wasn't a fan of continuing on with the Zoom meetings for our organization. I wanted to get people back in that room together, looking at each other, shaking hands, having coffee together.
Yeah,
coffee time is the most important part.
Oh, agreed.
any Zoom just because of that. We wanted people to get back to people, right? But the one thing I was going to say is we have these two ladies that are part of our club, and what is it, 3 years this year they've been coming. They don't have bees at all and have no intention to get bees. But
Well,
the
at this
one
point.
at this point, it's a lady who is maybe a little bit younger than us and her mother, and she got her mom tickets to the workshop 2 years ago for her birthday because her mom just wanted to learn about bees just for the heck of it. And ever since then, they've been hooked. They come to they have no bees, but they come to almost every meeting. They come to almost every event we hold, and they are like just the most excited people about everything that has to do with beekeeping.
That's awesome.
Oh,
It must be really eye-opening to someone like that to get in and rub shoulders with actual beekeepers and see that, because you
they
see
love it.
you
They
see a
love
jar
it.
of honey or you see a little bee, and then when you start doing that, you see the depth behind that,
Mm-hmm.
the beekeepers, we don't even talk about honey most of the time, right? Well, most of the time we talk about varroa, but um, you know, a lot of times you talk about Dollar General and fondant and stuff like that.
yeah. Especially midwinter when none of us have been in our bees in a month or
Yeah.
so. But yeah, they'll come. So we have a learning yard also that at least twice a month they invite people out to come to the learning yard and go through and do hive checks and yada 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 whatever. And so long as you have protective gear, anybody's welcome to do that, and it's free. So they'll show up to the learning yard and go through hives that way, and they're just like absolutely, they love it. They're tickled to death. It's the funniest thing. They're so nice.
The thing that I remember struck me when I started in this, 10 years ago, one of the things I would do when I would meet other beekeepers and experienced beekeepers is I would I would kind of characterize it as I would just kind of crank that crank on their back up, crank that up real good, and then zip this up and sit there and let them talk because beekeepers love to talk, and so I just turn these on and turn this off, and then let them, and it's not that I would just buy everything carte blanche, but I would go from beekeeper to beekeeper over time and get all of these different perspectives. And I found it important to talk to beekeepers who shared my goals and objectives. You know, I would talk to every beekeeper, but I'd have to put them into whether or not they share my goals as a beekeeper. And one of the things that really struck me early on was I would see a 50-year beekeeper talking to another 50-year beekeeper, and they'd be consulting. They'd be asking them, so how do you do this? And so what are you doing for that? And are you taking your bees out of winter yet? Are you, you know? And I think you've done this for 50 years. What, why are you? And so that was really strange that these people didn't have this art mastered after 50 years. And now I understand that because it is so challenging and it's always a moving target.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1,000 things, 1,000 skills you need to have for the whole year. And if you do this for 10 years, you only have done each one 10 times. And that's not enough times to master it. I've only done wintering 10 times. So I've only tried it 10 times. You say, well, I've been keeping bee for 10 years. That's not long at all.
Well, it changes every year. What you did last year may not work, this year. It's a whole new set of rules. The weather patterns change. What's blooming changes. Everything.
Yeah. So it was really interesting to me to see that it wasn't just we weren't dealing with people, physicists who it's kind of like, so what's new in physics? It's like there's nothing new in physics. What are you talking about? Because physics is physics.
Mm-hmm.
But beekeeping is completely different. It's maybe not always what's new, what's new is usually a new varroa treatment. But what's new in your experience? What's new in your management and in your experience in beekeeping? I just found that fascinating, and maybe that's why I love it so much, because I tend to do things that I can't do. You know
Well,
what I mean?
really challenge you is what it is.
I gravitate towards stuff I'm no good at.
If I got a question, I go to the president of my club. You know, if I got a beekeeping question, that's a picture of the president of my club there behind me.
Oh yeah.
I knew there was a catch on that.
People, some of the people in my club would think that their president is a bit of an ass too.
Wonder if the EMBA one is.
And I tell them all the time, if you got a beekeeping question, you can ask me, but I'm new, right? I'm not an expert. There's a lot of people in that club who got a lot more experience than I have, and I'm always asking them how to do things.
Yeah.
Or at least, how do they do things?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I haven't got a clue, but I'm interested in how they do things.
Sure.
There's so much experience and wisdom there. Why wouldn't I take advantage of that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Brad, sometimes the perspective of somebody who's new into beekeeping can be enlightening in itself. You know?
Yeah.
They don't have people sometimes will often think, well, I haven't been doing this very long. I'm like, well, that's okay. And like, you have a different perspective than somebody who's been doing it for a while, you know? And I'm like,
Yeah.
that brings value to the game as well. Maybe not always, but you know, don't be afraid to kind of put yourself out there too.
Well, I'll tell them what I know,
Mhm.
but you know, I don't stray very far. I'll tell them what I've done and what I know works, you know, or it has worked kind of for me, and what I plan to do. But you know, we have our novice sessions, and I always implore some of the more experienced beekeepers in our association to join that, because I host it, but I don't consider myself to be the expert, to be coaching all of these newer beekeepers. I need somebody to follow up and make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing.
Brad, in your club, how many people that attend on a fairly regular basis, or kind of
Average.
yeah, I'm just curious, how many of those are commercial beekeepers and how many are just a small hobbyist?
Almost no commercial beekeepers. We have some sideliners.
Okay.
Our probably our larger members will have 100 colonies, 150. I can think of maybe one or two guys that might have 200 colonies.
Mhm.
Most people are under 20,
Yeah.
under 50. Yeah, I know there's one guy I can think of who's a member who shows up at a reasonable number of meetings, and he's got about 1,800 colonies, and you've seen him on this chat before.
Feel like we know who you're going to say.
No clue who you're speaking of.
So it's really nice when he shows up at the meetings. It's nice when everybody shows up. You don't have to be a celebrity, but it's nice when he can take the time to join us. But yeah, we have about 150 members, so quite a few. But our meetings are consistently 40, maybe 50 on a good night. And then our novice sessions are half or less than half of that. So we get about maybe 20, 15 or 20 on a novice session. I would count that as reasonably good participation.
Well, you know, thinking about it like this too, Brad, you guys are pretty spread out there up in the north. You know, it isn't like down here in the U.S. And I mean, I realize there are cities and things like that within all your guys' province and what have you. But I would say it seems like, particularly when you get to the Midwest, going to the East Coast here in the States, there's a lot more density down here than what there is up in the north. So, that makes a difference as well. If you don't have large populations of area or people within a certain small area, you're not going to get a huge participation. That just, it kind of is what it is, right?
Yeah, we have some members who are from a long ways away, and they actually joined up during the dark days when we couldn't meet in person. So we actually picked up some more remote members in that time because we did everything on Zoom. And quite a few of them have hung on. But the bee club that I'm president of, it actually represents a city of, what is that city, 800,000 now? So it's a pretty concentrated group of beekeepers, and urban beekeeping is a thing in that city. So there's a lot of people who are into that, who are joined. Plus, then we've got beekeepers. Like I say, I'm 40 miles from the meeting place, so I'm certainly not the farthest one away. I mean, heck, Lloyd Harris comes to our meetings sometimes, and he's 60 miles away, I think.
That's a pretty good distance.
Yeah. So, they make an effort. Like I say, the social aspect of it, people love it. People just love it. Plus, we have such high quality speakers and guests too. It's quite surprising, and a lot of our guests are locals because we have a lot of very high caliber local talent here in research and whatnot, and from the industry. So there's a lot of local talent to draw on. We don't bring people in generally from far off land at all. I mean, Lloyd is one of them, right? He spoke to us about his I was going to say wintering data, but it's some of the most important parts of that data refer to wintering, but it's his survivorship data. There's nobody else in the world who's done that research.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to hear him talk about that.
I don't think I've ever listened to him very much, to be honest with you. Not because he's not revered. I just, should probably look into that a little bit more and see what some of his findings are.
Well, if anybody wants to listen to him, and I can't remember what channel, or maybe both, the Manitoba Beekeepers Association YouTube channel and possibly the Red River Apiarists Association YouTube channel will likely have a presentation from Lloyd. So, enough about me. What do you think of me?
Jerry's still out, Brad. We like the cat, though.
This guy's immortal now. He's been on so many videos.
I know. He's basically a celebrity almost.
Yeah. He's doing pretty good.
Put him in a couple of YouTube videos, and you're going to have to get him his own Facebook page and social media accounts.
Yeah, he'll probably get more views than I get.
Brad, I might have missed last week's video. I'm not sure. Have you done anything with that? The bees that were bearding?
Yeah, they finally went back in the box.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. There's the thing is, to me, what's most perplexing about that is that out of 44 colonies, there's only the 2 that had that issue. It wasn't very widespread, so I don't know. I'll check them for feed. Maybe, I don't know, late January if I can find a nice day. That's all I'm concerned with, really, is that they run out of feed.
That's my goal here this next week, actually, Monday and Tuesday before we go to Louisville on Wednesday, is to get into them some calcic acid vaporization. as well as I just want to check the colonies for food, actually.
Well, you need to
See where
collect
they're at.
some bees too.
Oh, yeah. So Melissa and I are participating. There is an additional paid classes this year, Brad, at the Louisville event. And they consist of everything from a Gus Mitchell comb class to
Microscope.
Robin Underwood, who is doing a couple of microscope classes. And there's, I forget now, Chris can probably spit it out there, maybe a half a dozen different types of classes. And they repeat themselves depending on schedule and such. But Melissa and I got into the beginner microscope class. We tried to sign up for the anatomy one as well, but unfortunately didn't get into it because they sold out very quickly. But she sent an email out to everyone who was attending the class and said, if you'd like to bring in some bees, feel free to do so. And here's how you need to get them, preserve them, etc. So that was my plan here this next week too, is, well, first of all, jump in the colonies and get a little sting therapy, but collect a few too that we can do some
Microscoping on.
Yeah.
How do they set those classes up? Do they provide microscopes in the classroom?
Yeah.
They do. I don't know all the specifics of them because I've never taken that class.
I'd love to take one.
Yeah. This will be our first time doing it. And I was intrigued by it. And I just thought, you know what can it hurt? And I told Melissa, I said, hey, let's see how this goes. I'm like, we could probably find ourselves a relatively inexpensive microscope and do a little playing around with some bees under a microscope on our own just to see what that looks like. I'm like, I'm not saying that I'd be some kind of a, proficient professional or anything, but, it'd be kind of interesting just to see if we can learn a little bit about a few different things and what to look for. I don't know. It had my interest. That's all. So
I have a nice microscope and I just don't really know what to do with it. So I'd love to take a introductory course.
You put things on the slide and you look through the little pieces.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Those things like that. Is that where you put your eyes?
Yeah.
Ask Boots. He'll get you squared away.
He will. Yeah.
Yeah, so Brent asked a question. Hey, Tom, how did they say they preserve them? So if I remember correctly, I need to pull up the
Just an alcohol.
email. One of them was alcohol. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they don't want them to degrade by the time that, you get them there. You want to be able to see in the most live data, if you will, what's going on in there. So I can probably find that email. That was from Robin.
I just remember it saying in alcohol. Just do like a mite wash and get a half a cup of bees, and
that's the way I used to keep my old queens that I was getting rid of.
Yeah,
I'd keep them in alcohol, and I get several of them. I'd crush them up, use them for swarm lure.
So I don't know if anybody else here in the chat. Looks like we have quite a few on, about 94, 95 right now. Is there anybody else that is taking the introduction to honeybee microscope with Robin Underwood on Saturday? That is in the morning, I think it was. I'm trying to look for it. So she asked for on the bee samples, 50 workers collected in alcohol, high proof, or alcohol, high proof Everclear, or a high percentage of isopropyl alcohol. Collect them fresh and alive from the hive. Obviously, the alcohol will kill them. Collect from a few hives if you choose to in separate containers, and you can label each one if you want to identify, potential issues in a colony or what have you.
Keep them in the fridge or the freezer.
Yep, as long as you can. She said even something about you can collect hive debris or other things in there too that you might want to look at under a microscope. So, we're going to kind of, I guess, my assumption here would be that we're probably going to do a little bit of, classroom time to start and basic introduction and things of that nature, and then probably leads into us dissecting and looking at what we have under the microscope itself.
It's a 2-hour class. I didn't realize it was a 2-hour class when we signed up for it. So
yeah, I'll be getting antsy in there, Brad. 2 hours for me sitting's a long time.
And that's
probably be going into how you set up and make slides and stuff, in order to present that stuff, which is.
Say hi to Robin for me. she came here a couple of years ago when we had a retirement for Dr. Curry, and I had seen her. She was always a good photographer back in the days when she was in Dr. Curry's group here at the university, and so I seen her name a lot, and then that was the first time I'd met her when she came for that retirement event. It was at our convention, but it was, we had a big splash for him, and so I really appreciated her talk, and it was good to get to know her a little bit.
Sure. Well, I will personally deliver that message to her from you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. Hey,
She
Brian
doesn't
Castle.
remember me. I was the big guy pinning a mic to her all the time. She'll remember.
Yep. Sounds good, man. Hey, Brian Castle, I'll have to ask you about what was suggested to you as far as the microscope. I think you and I actually had that conversation once before, if I remember right. I could be wrong. And then I would like to understand what that looks like. I don't want to spend a fortune on something that I would just be toying around with, but it would be kind of interesting to see anyway.
I got binoculars out tonight and looked at Jupiter.
Oh, yeah? I see them. How was it?
Those are not good binoculars.
I told you they were junk. We have some cheap. She was looking at. We were traveling back out from a little distance from our house. We went out to a winery
For dinner.
for the food, not the wine. They have amazing steaks. But anyway, it's a little bit off in the distance and kind of out.
In the middle of
There's
nowhere.
really no light pollution around, so the skies light up a lot better, right? So when we were headed back, she noticed that there was a very, very bright star to the right of the moon, which is darn near full tonight. And so anyway,
I looked up what it was.
She looked up what it was.
And it said it was Jupiter. And if you get binoculars, you should be able to see the rings.
That's a lot like the one I bought.
M-scope, and there's the model.
Okay, hold that there for a second.
Just take a picture of it. You got a phone?
Okay, I got it.
And it's, it's a pretty decent scope.
What was the brand again? I'm sorry, I need to write that down as well. M-scope.
M-scope.
They got the little camera for that.
I could have gotten it. It's got the port in the top.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, I wasn't going to take videos, do anything like that with it. I just wanted a decent scope. So I reached out to Fred Dunn and I said, hey, I want to get a basic one, not like a Fred Dunn level, and he said, go with this brand.
Mm-hmm.
And he listed a couple different models, and I settled on this one, and it's a pretty decent one. So,
have you been using it a lot, or like what do you normally do with it?
I've used it once.
Yeah. No, I can't, because I haven't really used mine either. I think what I would like to be able to do is diagnose my own nosema counts.
Yeah.
Because I sample and send those to the lab currently, and that's just making my microscope more expensive.
Right. Yeah. No, I got this. I wanted to start dissecting some. I got an insect dissection kit, so I've got all the different tools where I can do stuff.
Wow.
I just need to do it. So I got into it's the intermediate microscopy. So I figured that'll help out just because they're doing some dissection and stuff like that. So I can learn how to do it. I may take my tools down with me just so I can kind of compare what I have and what they're using there. But it's something to tinker with. I don't know. I like gadgets,
Well, there's definitely the gadget draw. I'll admit
yeah.
that too.
Hey, Brian, I think the cool thing about that microscope that you got was the fact that it already has the port for the camera. So you could always add that later if you wanted to.
Oh yeah,
to get a
yeah.
little
And
more.
this thing, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's a good scope, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know this is going to be rednecky, but my son sent me a beautiful picture of the moon one time several years ago, and I'm saying, "Who took that picture?" And he said, "Me." And I said, "What did you take it with?" He said, "My iPhone." I said, "You can't do that with an iPhone. I've tried, and it's just bright." And he actually took it through his telescope.
Oh wow.
He actually focused his phone through the lens of that telescope and took that picture. You just reminded me of it talking about the camera on that
I
thing.
think you could do that with that
Probably
microscope. I think
can.
you could just use your smartphone on that top.
And if you
lens.
got one of these
Yeah.
daggone 17s, it'll do it.
I mean, Brad, I probably could, you know, because it's got the port right there. All I've got to do is take the cap off, and I mean, I'd imagine, you know, I could probably even 3D print something that would be like
Well,
a
the
phone.
little camera that
Hold
came
it
with
there.
mine, it looks exactly like that. Like it just goes around on top. I don't think it's
Yeah.
anything special. I don't think it's really even a very high quality camera, to be honest. And I know Ian's microscope is a monaural or what do you call them? You got the bifocal and you got the
Tom, you
monofocal.
gonna bring me in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
And he takes pictures
Just want to make sure y'all got it right.
of things when he'll take pictures of something and then he'll send it to people or put it online and say, "What is this?" You know, he's that kind of guy who wants to know what's
Happy
going on.
birthday
Hey,
to
Todd.
you.
Oh yeah.
It is birthday boy.
Guy
Yeah.
down
Boy down there.
If you're
Oh.
dyslexic,
Happy birthday.
I'm 16.
You're 16.
That's it.
I knew you were 61.
Or 91, one of the two.
What
Yeah,
is that,
that's good.
inches between the ears or what? Huh?
He's gonna be at the airport next week going,
Yeah. if old Matt starts coughing too much, I'm gonna take him out of the rotation and call up JW. And if JW can't do anything, I have a backup to that, and his name is Mr. Joey.
I had so
You might not want to rely on me, Mr. Prater.
So this morning I talked about earlier the Sam's order and stuff. So I was finalizing like what was in the Sam's cart because I can't place that order till Monday to pick up on Wednesday. And so then I'm like trying to make sure, you know, because obviously we don't live in Louisville. I'm like, okay, but wait, which Sam's do I need to go to? Which Walmart do I need to go to? And then trying to like figure out, you know, the best path of, you know, go to this Sam's, then this Walmart, then the facility, you know, that's fun when you don't live in an area and you don't know where things are laid out. So maybe we can stop by the airport on our journey and pick you up, Todd. Is kind of where I
Yeah.
was going with that.
If you see me walking on the sidewalk, yeah, stop. I'll give you gas money.
Oh, no need. Melissa's rich.
As Tom looks up those microscopes right here.
Brian, those range in price significantly.
Oh, add in the camera.
Well, I didn't even look at that part. I was just briefly scrolling through a little bit there just to see what that looks like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't add a camera in on the first go around, but you know,
Yeah.
I would need to do a lot more research on things and ask questions and
Right.
sort. But I don't know. Who knows? I mean,
This model here, like I said, Fred, he told me about this specific brand, and then he went through a couple different models. Like I sent him a quick question, and I got back like this massive paragraph typed up from
Yeah.
Fred. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I just asked a simple question, but he broke everything all down, and it was very easy. Then after his email,
Mhm.
I went right on there, picked this model out, and I mean, like, if you go, I think I looked it up. It's like $330 for this.
okay.
You go
That
to
was the one I was looking at.
Yep. If you go to the USB 3, and then add in like the 18 meg camera, it's like $750.
Yeah, I seen it range from about that 330ish up to about $800, and I'm like,
Yeah.
800 is probably a little stiff for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'll tell you what, your birthday's at the end of March. If you can behave until then.
Look at that.
No way. Wow.
so basically, I'm not getting the microscope.
We all
That's,
heard
that's
that.
what's going to happen here. I'm not even going to pretend.
Right. No, I'll try the next time I toss something under it. I can try with my phone. Like if you are going to wait like a month or so, I can try with my phone. I'll go over. I'm probably going to go over to my yard Monday or Tuesday, and because it's going to be like mid 40s, so I can always grab a couple bees and just throw like their wings or something under, a slide, just to see what it looks like. And if I can get some pictures, then I'll let you know. If that works out, you can save yourself a couple $100.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. Maybe you do know about this or don't, because if you've done some basic research, I won't tie up the chat with this, but on the camera type, it says USB 2.0, and then there's a USB 3.0.
Yeah.
What's the big difference there?
3 is older, or no, 2's older, 3's newer. 3, I believe it'll carry more data. If you look at the megapixels,
Yeah,
I think 3 goes higher.
it does.
Yeah, speed. Yep.
It goes 5, 10 megapixel, and 18 megapixel.
Yep. Yeah, you can carry more data. So if you are going to get into putting a camera on there, you'll get what you pay for.
Yeah.
If you go for one of the cheaper ones, that way you just have one. If you end up getting a camera that has like 5 megapixel and you really want to get sharp, clean images,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Well, my thought would be this. I wouldn't need all the bells and whistles if I bought something that is a decent microscope, basically the base, if you will, right?
Yeah.
You could add other things to it at a later point if need be.
Yeah. This.
But and just thinking out loud, I mean, I'm sure the microscopes probably, probably would lose value pretty quickly, almost like a electronic would. I can only assume, because they're probably always improving things. I mean, maybe the base part of it would stay somewhat fixed, but
Yeah. I can't imagine, honest, that the value would drop a ton. Just it doesn't have all the bells and whistles. It doesn't have the camera and all that. So if you're looking at it as far as the magnification, the range on it, it's got like a huge range.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I could probably throw some blood on a slide like I did in college and like look at red cells
Mm-hmm.
and white blood cells under this thing. Am I ever going to do that? No.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be cool, like what Brad was saying, just to do like some stuff with Nozema and that.
Yeah.
I know
Does
ETN.
that company have an adapter for different cameras, so they have their own camera that attaches to it?
I don't know.
Well, they have their own that they sell, and I don't know this for a fact, but just making an assumption right here. Most companies, there's always another aftermarket company that makes something that will adapt to.
Yep.
So again, I'm speaking out of ignorance, but I'm just saying as a general rule of thumb, it seems as if that's pretty
likely going to be the case because it just slides down over that tube. It's just a little, the camera slides onto that tube.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was, I appreciate that, John. The Nozema needs 400 times, which actually, so I'll just tell you this, John, this microscope that I was looking at here, it goes from, on the lowest setting, it goes from 40 times up to 1,000 times. And then it goes, you can pick different, I'm guessing lenses, I guess might be the proper way to describe. So forgive my ignorance. You can do a 40 times by 1,600, 40 times 2,000, 40 by 2,500. So, and the price doesn't jump that much to go with something that has more power on it either. It's very, very small.
Yeah, and this, it's got, that's up to the 100 there, and then you've got the 10. So yeah, I mean,
okay. And then also there was another comment up ahead that Melissa highlighted on here too that talked about the USB 3. That's interesting to know. So in order, he said, I'm sorry.
Your laptop has to have a USB 3.
Okay.
No,
see.
it doesn't. It won't. USB 3 is faster than USB 2, but it's not back. It is backwards compatible. So
Okay.
Oh, it is.
if you plug
Right.
it into a USB 2, it just will be slower as
Oh, okay.
transferring the data. It'll still
Understood.
work.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
backwards compatible.
Which, I mean, in the whole scheme of things, for what we're doing, you don't really need speed. You just, obviously.
No.
Just data transfer speed. That's all.
Exactly.
And I mean, it can get slow when you get big images, but that's really what it means.
Okay.
It'll take longer for the data to transfer.
See, I'm getting a good crash course on here with
It'll
this.
still work.
This is good stuff.
Here, DC had a question.
So DC, Melissa, and I actually have one. I did use it this year. It's the 36 bottom drive Hilco. Worked well. I really didn't have any problems with it. I mean, the thing that I like about, I don't know, there's pros and cons to every extractor, all different sorts of things. But the one thing that I liked about the bottom drive, honestly, is so if you ever used smaller extractors, say an 8 frame, 10 frame, what have you, or even small, like a 6 frame, it's extremely hard to get a deep frame in them or even a medium because they basically open up one side or the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of them might just be one side, depending on how the motor configuration works. Well, that limits how you get things in and out. And believe it or not, when you're trying to work efficiently and you have a lot to do, having a larger extractor, obviously that goes without saying, but it'll extract more at one time. But furthermore, that people may not think about is the fact that you have a lot more room when you open up the half side of the lid to get frames in and out. And it's much more, it's just so much easier. And then I'll go a step further and say that the bottom drive one, you don't have to worry about a motor, gear reduction assembly, all the electronics. They're not in your way at all. They're all on the bottom. What I did when I washed mine out and rinsed it out was I still used water on it. I just put a plastic bag over it and tied it up fairly tight. And I was conscious to not get any water anywhere near that stuff, even though it's probably sealed up pretty good. I just didn't want to run the chance of it. So, I mean, it honestly works a lot better in my opinion. But again, I think there's pros and cons to all of them. The other one that we have here, which actually is being sold to a friend of mine that's coming to Nabi, which is the 32 frame top drive. The cool thing about that is you can actually take the whole motor gear reduction assembly electronic unit off the top with 2 thumb screws, and you pull the whole thing off out of the way so you have full access to it. So that made it pretty enjoyable too. And you can pull the carrier out of it, which, I mean, I guess you can do that with the bottom drive or the top drive. It doesn't matter, but I don't know. It was really convenient and it works well.
Here, I've got a little video of it in action.
Mm.
Hold on. Let me find I've got 500 tabs open.
It's like picture pages with Melissa.
Yeah.
There's like 60 tabs open at the top of her
Is
laptop.
that playing? Oh, add to stage. I guess I should do that. I don't think there's any volume to this. I don't know.
So just for reference,
Here.
you can see we were jamming.
So that has the spring feed on it too.
Do you have the rights to play that song in your video?
Yep.
Joey,
That video has been published.
Joey's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I don't make no money anyway. It don't matter.
No, that music, it's playing to the shimmy.
Yep.
It is. So are you saying that our extractor has swagger?
Exactly. I do like the idea of moving everything away from the top.
Yeah, I mean, you can, so that on the left side of that, you guys see the controller on there. You with one bolt, you can take that off, and then there's that unplug the power cord, and there's a cord that goes underneath to the controller that's underneath there. It's a simple plug that you just unplug it, so you can pull the electronics off the side. So you just have down below on that particular one, that 36 max drive or whatever he calls it. You can actually, you just have the motor and the gear reduction box on there. There's no other electronics on it. So, I mean, you're not going to hurt the gear. Yes, sir, it is. I really like it, honestly. Even better than the 32. It's just, I don't know. I like the openness about it. Brad, could you tell on the top that how you can, the lids are much thicker and bigger, and you can pull one side or the other. You can take the whole thing. Well, I guess you can't take it off. Actually, I take that back because there's a nylon bushing in the top that holds the top of that carrier itself.
Yeah. No, I always have to remember the nomenclature for these extractors. That's 36 mediums, but
correct.
Do you know how many deeps that holds?
Oh, Brad, I believe. Oh man, please don't quote me on this. I think it was 32 deeps.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
pretty good. That's
sure.
A pretty good ratio.
Yeah. So there was like 4 sides to that little carrier carousel, and there I don't typically do deep. So, but I thought I heard John say recently that will do 32.
Yeah.
So.
Because my Big Kelly does 32 deeps.
Okay.
Well, it's 32 period. Doesn't matter what it is. It'll do 32.
Okay. Gotcha. And then another cool thing about that is like our, that Lyson automatic uncapper, when I uncap frames going through it, it has a tank that's underneath it that everything can drip into. I can actually, that entire tank, when I uncap everything and fill that tank up, because it slides them all down as they uncap and get pushed down, I can get, I think it was 30. It was either 34 or 35 frames in that tank itself. So I can basically do a full run of uncapping and then go over and start transferring it into the, if it's only me working it, transfer them into the extractor. So it kind of works out as far as I don't have to pay attention or count frames really.
Yeah, that's a nice thing about how my uncapper tray and my extractor are balanced or well matched, because the uncapper tray holds maybe about 4 more frames than the extractor does.
Okay.
So it's beautiful. Just do a whole uncapper load, and then you've got enough to fill the extractor.
Yeah, you don't have to keep counting all the frames to figure out if you need 1 more or 2 more or whatever. You just keep running in your production mode, and
the extractor being stopped is what you don't want, right? Because you want to keep that spinning, and if you have to stop your loading of the extractor to go and uncap some more frames, it's totally a waste of time.
Right.
You want to do that while the thing's spinning.
So Westcliff brings up a good point about the one that we got. It does not fit through doors.
Okay, so now that's not true. It depends on the size door.
Well, obviously.
Ours
would.
yes, the ours I think is 34.5 inches as far as the widest point. So
the only reason we found that out, because we do our extraction in the garage, but our club does an extractaganza. So people bring in their extractors, and people who don't have extractors that belong to the club can come in and extract their honey. Well, we did it at a community center, but we couldn't get our extractor into the main area of the community.
In the parking lot.
So we had to do ours like in the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to get an extraction tent.
Yeah.
You can always get a chainsaw and go through the wall. That's always an option.
Yep.
Okay.
That is.
Without the motor, you can tilt it.
I would have zero interest in extracting honey inside my house. Now I get it. You have to do what you have to do.
Yeah, I did that 2 years. I did that.
I'm telling you what, Brad, that 1 drop of honey that you miss or spill, you will find that thing around the house. That absolutely drives me insane. I'll be honest, I'll even go a step further. I hate doing it in my garage. I'm very anal about
sticky.
Yes. And so Don't get me
Lord, when
started.
you extract honey, your whole world turns sticky.
Mm.
Oh, man.
Steering wheel, doorknobs.
I keep a
See?
wet towel laying on the floor when I'm.
That's exactly what I do. A wet towel right inside because from the garage we walk into the laundry room and it's tile. So there's a wet towel laying right there on the tile to your shoes stay off in the garage, and then you come inside, wipe your sticky feet or whatever on the wet towel, and then there's a dry towel right outside the door of the laundry room to dry your feet off on, and then go about your business.
Hey, John, I'll actually measure that. Where do you say that?
Oh, I'm going to have to bail out, everybody. We will see y'all later. It's been
Nice to
fun,
see you,
Joey.
Keith.
Appreciate
good
you
night.
coming in, man.
Oh, enjoyed it. I guess
Keith.
I'll see y'all all in a few days, or part of you anyway.
Have fun.
Take care.
Drive safe, Keith. I'm gonna probably bounce out too, go get some other things done. I just figured I'd stop in and spend some of Melissa's money.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I'll see you guys all next week.
See you,
All
buddy.
Good.
I'll see you.
Thanks for coming in, man.
That reminds me, Melissa, did you ever get into that candle making class?
Nope, never did. Sorry. You're stuck with me.
Well, I'll figure something out. Hey, JW, how come you didn't ask Keith or Brian any questions before they left?
I can't hear you. I got a banana mare here.
I thought it was potatoes.
Oh, it's something.
I'm trying to reform her. You keep bringing up old memories.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, what
New
if I
year.
said I had to go right now? Would you say, wait, I got a question?
Well, New Year, I'm reformed. I've totally changed my ways.
Oh, you
Oh,
are there.
okay, all right. Well, good for you. It's about time, I guess.
How dare you talk
You
to me?
gotta do some measuring. What'd your metric say?
He doesn't talk.
Oh.
Hey, John, on that particular extractor, yes, if you took the legs off of it and the motor unit, you're at 27 and a half inches tall.
Just cut it in half and then it'll fit through the door.
That's a good idea, actually. I like that one better.
I've heard that being done before.
I've heard of that being done. Just cut the extractor in half.
I would cut a hole in the wall of the house and bring it in through that before I did the opposite. It would be much
That
easier.
sounds a lot easier.
Yes, it would. I guarantee it would be. You could
I had
probably
a
do that in part of a day.
I had a friend who wanted to buy a bass boat really bad one time, and it wouldn't fit in his garage. And he cut a hole in the back of his garage so that motor would fit right in there, and that hole was on the other side of where the living room was at. So he had to make some fancy little mantle thing to cover up the
Good grief.
the part that came out of the wall.
He wasn't married, was he?
He was married.
Was he married after he cut the hole in
Yeah.
as well?
Still married.
That's the better question.
One better
Wow.
half. My oldest son's better half. She bought a big fancy special ordered armoire. And it came and he called me to go over to help him unload it and get it inside the house. Guess what?
Didn't fit.
I forgot to spend some more of Melissa's money.
Well, wait.
You're gonna need some of these.
Oh, I already seen those. Those are cheap.
Okay. Yeah.
That's easy.
And you need the little covers also.
I didn't look at those.
Yeah, the little cover glasses. And then you can go on Amazon and get these jobbies.
I think Brian's getting you the accessories for your birthday.
Sounds good to me.
The little pins. And then here's the kit that I got. Hopefully it all stays in there.
That's cool.
Shiny things.
Well, you can get that on Amazon.
Yep, that's where I got all of this stuff.
Is that
So
the end?
I just went and I think I Googled like insect dissection kit because it's got a couple scalpels, things like that. It's got the nice scissors.
I thought you ordered the Hannibal Lecter kit.
So,
Yes.
so I have to.
Ohio, we had Jeffrey Dahmer. So this is the Jeffrey Dahmer brain dissection kit.
So I have to say, Joey was brave letting you back on after you already went off and came back. Because what happened last time?
Oh,
Yeah. I know.
Oh boy.
I was a little bit leery about putting you on screen just now. I'm surprised Joey popped you on so quick.
No more.
Well, I went out to do some measuring, came back, and he was gone. You know?
Hey, Tom, I'll go through my order history and find this set, and then you'll just need, these little cover. What are they called?
Yeah, that's to go on top of the slide.
Cover glass. Yep.
Yeah.
So when you put the slide down, if you're using, if you're going to do, if you're going to look for Nozema, anything liquid, you'll want to throw this cover slide down on it.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, look down. Westcliff has a really good question here.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. John's right. You'll need suspension. Yep.
Yeah. I got a whole box of little goodies in here.
Yep.
So,
Well, that $300 microscope just went to $1,500.
Oh no, that other stuff, that's cheap stuff. That's like pennies on the dollar stuff.
It is, yeah. The slides and like the cover glass, all that type of stuff. And I even think that dissection kit, I mean, it was probably in the teens. I don't even think I spent $20 on it.
Well, I was hoping to be able to fund this through the Irwin's and Son business campaign.
Yep. Yeah. And if you need an appendectomy, I got you. I've got the little scope, so I could, it'd be what do they do in the hospitals? They do what, 3 incisions? I'll do 2.
Yeah, you can get by with that.
Yep. See, JW knows.
Is that just like a big X across the whole abdomen?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you do an appendectomy with that Da Vinci machine that we were messing
Oh yeah,
with?
yeah.
Oh yeah, that stuff is slick.
We got to mess with one of those Da Vinci machines
Oh man,
last year. We were touring facilities for the Missouri State workshop, and the one facility we were touring, they were having a conference, or not really a conference, but a class on that Da Vinci machine. And we walked in and like, hey, you guys want to try it out? And they let us do all the robotics and try it out
awesome.
and use it and everything. It was fun.
I saw a video of one of those Da Vincis, and I don't know the models. I don't know anything like that. But this surgeon it had a little scissor, and they had a grape, and they cut like a V or something of the skin of the grape, grabbed it, folded it back, and then he folded it back into its original place and put sutures in the skin of the grape. And I was just like, I was watching this video and I'm like, that's crazy.
Well, what's even more crazy about those machines is the robot can be in Europe somewhere, and the doctor, the surgeon, can be in the US. Yeah. And so long as they have electricity and Wi-Fi, that doctor could be in the US doing surgery across the world. That's what's amazing to me.
I know when I was at the hospital, a couple of the nephrologists, when they got the Da Vinci at the hospital I was at, they were all like geeked out about this thing, but I mean, there was X number of hours of training and all type of stuff, but those machines make surgeries, where you would normally have these massive incisions, and your recovery time is, you've got weeks of recovery. When you're doing those micro incisions with those machines, your recovery time is just a fraction of what it used to be.
Yeah.
So,
they had us doing, they had like little, I don't know, mountains, I guess. And then these little rubber band things. And so we were picking up these little rubber bands and putting them on the mountains, and then, like a ring toss game type thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
What's neat is you get to use your hands, but you also use your feet for the operation as well. So and then you're looking into this sight glass thing. The whole experience was really cool. I mean, this is like a several $1 million video game is basically what it was that you have.
There you go.
Somebody's body.
It was just apps. I mean, you would really want to practice on this thing quite a bit, obviously, but
Oh
Well,
yeah.
they said they have actual video games that they give the doctors to train on
yeah,
to
Yep.
learn how to use it.
it's pretty
They
impressive.
some of the doctors I remember from at the hospital, they said like they would tell them to play certain video games just for hand-eye
Dexterity type thing. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So you want now, if you talk to a surgeon and he's like, "Yep, I was the captain of the football team. I did all this and that," and then you talk to another surgeon, he's like, "Well, I was the Fortnite champion for 10 years."
Captain of esports. Esports is a thing now.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd be like, "Okay, I want the gamer."
Yeah, I have videos of us playing with that machine. It was pretty cool.
I'm gonna hop back out. I'm gonna keep listening. Melissa, I will not spend any more of your money.
Sure. Sure.
I'll see you guys.
So for reference on that Da Vinci surgical machine, you can get it for about $1 million entry level or $2.5 million for the advanced system.
I say we pull our money together. We'll have it for the next no life dinner.
I mean, we can do some cool stuff with that.
You've got a hangnail? We're going to use this $1 million.
Yeah. Step into our office.
Yep. To take your hangnail off. That'll be $10,000.
Hey, Brian, do you think we could call ourselves doctors at that point?
I already do. I have training.
Well, all moms, first of all, let me see this. All moms can actually physically call themselves doctors. That's just base level. That's just how it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll apply to the I'm going to apply to the Minnesota Leering Center.
Oh, yeah, sounds like a good choice. I told you before, I can fly B-2 bombers. I can fly B-2 bombers, and now I can do robotic Da Vinci surgery. I'm certified in both.
She can. We have been in both. We've been in one of the flight simulators at Whiteman Air Force Base, which, for reference, that houses, I think, 19 or 20 of the 22
a certificate with that too.
B-2 bombers here in the United States. We got to do that, and now we did the Da Vinci machine. I mean, pro level is basically what it is. So, Brian, I think we can answer this. Yes, where there's a will, there's a way. It's always possible. If somebody wanted to help donate money toward that, you can absolutely raffle off a Da Vinci machine. Todd, you're muted.
7 No Life dinner is going to raffle off a $1.5 million Da Vinci.
Hey, Brian, maybe we should start small. Let's try to raffle off, pull the funds. We can do a microscope next year. And then the year following, we can step up to the $2.5 million Da Vinci.
Yeah.
You might just throw in, what is it, that Easy Lift system?
Oh, definitely. That's
nice. You can get like 8 of them.
Brad can give us the hookup on that because that's the Canadian tool.
See, there you go. Oh, well, I'll see you guys. I'm going to keep on listening.
See you, Brian. Hey, we'll probably see you then on, what's that, Thursday evening or Friday?
Thursday.
I'll be arriving down there probably 5:30, 6 o'clock on Thursday.
All right, sounds good. We'll talk then.
So, okay, I'll see you guys.
Of course.
Happy birthday, Todd.
Multitask.
Thank you, Mike. Been a good day.
What's up, Big Mike?
Not much. Enjoying the cold.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going out and check bees tomorrow.
Mike, we have good news for you, buddy.
What?
I've been looking at some of the weather in Louisville.
It's supposed to rain, isn't it?
Rain.
Yeah, but it's gonna be warm, considering, right? I think we're in the 40s and 50s, maybe low 50s.
60s.
Oh, was it 60? Oh,
Well, it's gonna be 60 here the next couple.
They may have
Monday and
adjusted it.
Tuesday.
Let me look.
I think it's like.
No,
50.
last
like-
night it was supposed to be 68 on Friday. Now it's 53.
I thought it was in the 50s when I looked earlier.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when
But last year, our January, it never got above freezing.
Oh, Friday does say 65.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I'll have
Wednesday
to bring
is,
a tank top then.
Oh, I'm
Wait.
on the wrong one.
I can wear my Crocs.
I mean, this is
Yeah.
crazy weather.
Oh,
here.
hey, my the weather page I'm on, it says Friday it's going to be 70.
You do have the right Louisville in there, huh?
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah. Louisville, Arkansas, right?
You got it, buddy. Hey, we'll pick you up off the plane, Louisville, Arkansas.
Yeah. You get that, JW? Louisville, Arkansas. You can pick me up there.
I've got a Louisville a lot closer to that, about 20 miles from me is Louisville, Illinois.
Mm.
Hey, Brad, he'll be picking you up on J Force One.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be picking him up, period. He's done dumped me. He's on my you know what list.
Are you talking about me?
No, I'm talking about Mr. Birthday Boy there.
Mr.
Oh, I
Calley.
thought somebody said my name.
Mhm.
Nope, Mr. Calley.
Now that's a given. That's like he poured a porch of concrete this morning and scribbled my name in it. So it's a given.
I wrote your name in the snow today.
I won't ask what you did next.
These are the test run cupcakes for the honey shell.
Yeah, there's a Louisville, Colorado. That's correct.
How many has Tom eaten?
I've been there too.
I don't
You're
believe that. You better
He
not
has a-
turn your head when you're driving to Louisville. You might eat the ones you're entering. Oh,
has
you're
a-
eating kisses.
It has a cream cheese icing, so I know he won't eat them. He doesn't like cream cheese icing.
What's wrong with that boy?
Yeah.
If you want to ruin a cupcake or what have you, make icing with cream cheese. Ruin.
Oh.
So what about carrot cake?
Icing or just cream cheese?
Yeah, cream cheese and so cream cheese and sweet don't belong in the same thing. That's wrong. It's like a sin. I don't like it.
He doesn't like cheesecake either.
I don't like cheesecake.
Oh, jeez.
You don't like
Well,
cheesecake?
We can't
No,
be friends.
Did your mother drop you a lot?
You gonna allow for that kind of talk, Joey?
Kick me off, right, Brad?
Like cheesecake.
Ale, I think I have.
You don't like
between
your
18 and
mama or
20.
apple pie.
Oh no, apple pie. Oh, that's some good stuff, buddy. Yes, sir.
I made a
Sign
smoking
me up.
apple pie for Christmas.
Mhm.
I don't voted off the island. Come on, DC, show some love here, buddy. So I will say this: the cupcake part that Melissa made before she put the cream cheese on there was actually really good. I mean, they were good. So maybe if she makes a few more test rounds or whatever, she can bring a couple to the dinner or something. And if anybody that's coming to the dinner would like to bring a dessert, feel free to do so.
I'll bring cheesecake.
Absolutely, bring it.
Braden's
You
sour.
bring the cheesecake and I'll bring the fondant. We'll ice it with fondant.
Have Matt bring the fondant.
Do you put cream cheese in your fondant, JW?
I would. I didn't have it all
Stop
eat
it.
before I got there.
He's probably out there trying to beat the bees to it.
For cut comb, we use shallows. You're not going to have as much waste if you use medium as if you use mediums.
That would kind of depend on the size of your container, I would say.
Yeah, but if you're doing a standard 4x4 or 2x4 cut, then
So I'll tell anybody
Well,
this.
That's what I'm saying. In my experience, there's no such thing as a standard size of comb. It depends on the size you're cutting.
well, no, that's but the case that you're using, like if you use the
Exactly. Not
Yeah.
all cases are the same size, is what I'm saying.
Well, that's
So
because
what
you're
I'm saying
Brad.
is
You guys
work
got that weird.
backwards from how big your pieces you want to make are, and then you can decide if you want to do mediums or shallows. For what I do, mediums work perfectly. I'm sure shallows would work well too.
So this year we didn't do as much cut comb, and we had only done the 4x4s, even though we have a 2x4 pierce. I want to ask a question to some folks in here. People who sell cut comb in your area, do you have better luck selling a 2x4 over a 4x4? And then the part two question is, I would only assume that by selling a 2x4, you can probably squeeze a little bit more profit out of that than you could a 4x4. What's everybody's
I know
thoughts?
Troy Hall did all 2x4s this year.
Okay.
I'm making all mine 6x8s.
I would expect nothing less.
March to your own drummer.
That's right.
I don't even know
Just
how
put the
big
frame
mine are,
out with a cup full of forks.
to be honest.
What? What did you say,
Put
Brad?
the frame out with a cup full of forks. Help yourself.
Yeah.
No, to be honest, I don't even know how big mine are. They're just they're just the size of the tray. That's all they
Mhm.
are. I think they're probably about maybe 2.5 by 3.5, something like that. I don't know. It's just a little aluminum tray. I don't buy containers that are for home honey. I just buy aluminum
Oh,
trays.
okay. That makes sense, Brad. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I just fill up the tray. That's all.
Very good. Understood. We had bought, I guess it was this year, maybe 100 of the cases. Now that's the ones you get from
The hard plastic
Man
cases,
Lake and
all the
whoever
new
else. I mean, the standard ones, right? They're a
Yeah.
2-piece, clear, very nice, rigid plastic case with a lid, and you put your sticker on that wraps over to tamper-proof it, basically. And then we also pre-ordered when we already have those. I think we bought them in at 100. We get a better deal, so we bought more. I think for Nobby, I think Melissa bought another 100 of the 2x4s because I told her, I'm like, hey, what if we actually offer more than just the 4x4s? It's really weird how we'll go through a spurt where people can't get enough of the cut comb pieces, and then a market or two, and people just neglect them. So why, I don't know. And that kind of, a lot of different products do that, it seems like. But so my goal was that maybe if we did 2x4s or more of the 2x4s, if people would buy them, if they'd be an easier sell, and you might sell more of them per market because the cost would be a little bit lesser.
Yeah, I have a comment on that. Yes, you're right. I think they would draw in customers that think that the price for the larger piece is maybe just a little more than they want to spend. However, be
Sure.
careful with that. So a 2x4 is half the size of a 4x4, right? You've got to price it so that it's about 3/4 of as much money
Yeah.
as the 4x4. If you
Right.
price it half, you will never sell a 4x4.
Right,
Oh,
exactly.
understood. Yes, that makes
Right.
sense, Brad.
And you're buying more
Even if it's
tape, so
close.
you're spending.
Even if
and
it's close. And I call it undermining. I find that lower price products undermine my other products because there's always those people, and it really doesn't matter what the price is, always those people that will always buy the cheaper thing on the table.
Yeah.
So they're going to buy the smaller piece regardless. And usually it doesn't matter if that cheaper one is not there. They're happy to buy the one you have because it's
Yeah.
still the cheapest one on the table. So
Understood.
there's that phenomenon, which is really weird. So be
Good
careful
point.
with that.
Well, and to your point on that, Brad, whether you have, and I don't remember what they were exactly, but whether you have this 4x4 piece and your label and all that, or a 2x4, your costs for that are probably going to be very much close to the same. It's probably not
Your
going to change
container.
much for your packaging. Right.
So what does that packaging cost you?
Well, you're asking me a question. I don't remember.
Is it a considerable amount? Is it more than 50 cents or $1?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
These,
I'll look it up.
I want to say these cost us $1. What?
Probably at least $1.50.
Yeah, I can't remember. We were shopping that around a little bit, trying to find and then playing around with the numbers too, as far as like
What's your
You know,
price
sometimes-
on that 4x4?
$20 is what we sell it for.
Okay.
And that roughly
I would-
equates to
I would go
about,
a penny under 15 for a 2x4. Probably
Okay.
16 or whatever.
yeah. I think when this thing is full, I believe that weighs in at roughly
It's between
10 and a half and
10
12
to 12
ounces.
ounces. Yeah.
is what you're getting
Because
there.
don't forget about the movie. I always use the movie theater soda pop, as an example,
Or the popcorn.
or the popcorn. It's the same thing, right? You have small, medium, large, and extra large, right? And from small, medium, large, there's always about a $2 margin between the different sizes. Well, large to extra large is 50 cents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody buys large. They either buy a medium or an extra large, right? Because customers aren't stupid. They can do the math. So that might push sales of the larger piece too, because they can see $15 for this size. It's only $5 for a second one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
So
it
they're
makes perfect sense.
saving big time money. But from your side of it, you're still selling it for $20. Your 4x4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, and like you said, if I sold the 2x4s at, let's just say 15 for argument's sake, I mean, I'm going to have a better profitability on that one piece because now I can get double the amount of pieces, 2x4s, out of that same frame.
How is your market? Do you just sell all the comb you can sell, or how does that go for you?
Yeah, so
We're sold out of comb.
yes. Right now we are sold out of comb.
Okay. So if you could cut it up into smaller pieces, increase your profit margin, then that works for you.
Definitely does.
But if you cut it up into smaller pieces, increase your profit margin, and then you don't sell all of your comb, that's a little bit of a different problem.
Yeah.
Right.
These are about $1.80
if you're selling
piece.
it all. And worst comes to worst, you know what you do? If you sell all the 4x4s and nobody is taking you up on the 2x2s, you just 2 for 1, or you sell 2 of them for $20.
Sure. Yeah.
You lose a little bit in the packaging.
Do a sale.
Yeah.
We've actually never had to do that though.
No, I've never do sale.
We'll give you, for example, there are some gentlemen that were down in St. Louis that used to sell, and they get a really good margin on their honey, a little bit better than what we do because they're in a very, very niche area down in the city, in the proper part of the city. And him and I and Melissa were all talking at one point, and he said, "Yeah, I'm thinking about doing." And first, I'll start by saying earlier on in the conversation, he talked about how they sold out of all their honey, and they were talking to us about potentially buying from us. And then later on, he said, "Yeah, I'm thinking about a couple of these markets doing some sort of sale or whatever." And I don't remember if it was Melissa or myself. It might have been her. Said, "I don't understand why are you making a sale?"
You want to do like a buy one get one half off or something.
And I'm like, you just told us a minute ago you sell out of all your honey. I'm like, I don't understand the point of what you're trying to do. You're trying to sell out of it faster.
For less money.
Yeah, I didn't see the point in it. I mean, unless your market expenses are that much higher or whatever it might be, right? But
there's things where you've got end of the market is coming up, and you've got a couple of jars of honey left, and it's like 1 or 2 jars of honey. You think, I got to put this in a box and haul it home and deal with it.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if I could just sell it. I've actually given my last jar of honey away at the end of the market because I don't want to put it in a box and take it home. I find somebody that I think is a nice person, and I say, "Here,
oh yeah,
Merry Christmas."
Brad, that's funny you mentioned that. So Brian Zavada and us have always talked about this before. Occasionally you'll get somebody that comes up to the booth, whatever reason, somebody that you just have some sort of I don't know, connection, for better lack of a term there, what have you. But it might even be a youngster walks up to the table and wants like a piece of cut comb or something like that, and they're like, "How much is the cut comb?" And they're like, "You're like, it's $20." It's like, "Oh," and their head drops, and it's like, "Well, I have this." I'm like, "You know what? That's what it is today. It's $10.
Yeah.
Good luck, man. Take it with you." It just, occasionally you like to do that to somebody that, you just like, what,
sure,
that person deserves this,
I'm always amazed at how many kids actually buy cut comb.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of kids will come up and buy the cut comb.
That's a TikTok thing.
I don't know.
There was one summer a few years ago. They've got these people on TikTok, and they sit there and they eat things with the microphone right at their mouth. They make all kinds of
the ASMR,
sound
yeah.
Oh gosh, that's horrible.
Things. What is ASMR? I've seen that around.
I
Yes.
don't know what the acronym means. It's just
Okay.
the sound and the visual of that
Oh,
going
okay.
on. It's supposed to be
And
soothing,
so,
and I don't know.
so that TikTok video made me more money than you could imagine. I'd go to markets and there was young people, 5 deep waiting to buy comb honey that summer. It was incredible.
So, Kevin, we sell comb honey in a jar with honey, chunk comb, for a pint jar. We sell it for $20. But again, that's going to depend on your location, what you can sell it for. Just.
And I'll just say this: when you're making cut comb, you're always going to have some that are rejects, meaning they just don't look as pretty. So a really good, easy way to turn that into profit is just doing that, putting that piece of chunk inside the jar. That's basically like our seconds. We don't sell any of the cut comb pieces that they don't look phenomenal. And there's occasion too that if
or this piece right here that melted away because it was in the sun at market. That's why this box looks nasty like that. So don't leave your cut comb on your market table in the sun. It will melt.
Yeah.
that was our son, Isaac.
I bought these several years ago. One of them's a 4 and one of them's a 3. I never use them.
I have one of those.
The only one time I did use them, I just did the imprint and still cut it with a knife.
You know what those are good for, Joey?
Paperweights.
Competition cut comb. I use the Pierce cut comb cutters, the hot knife cutters.
How was that?
Years ago, I watched a video. Paul's B-Man
to set on there, and then you use a sharp knife to actually cut.
Oh, that's what he's saying.
Yeah, Tim Durham.
Yeah, Paul's B-Man. That was his main thing, was cut comb.
Yep.
I watched him, and I made me a little pattern on a stick on a board, just like he did. And when we do cut comb, that's what my wife uses. She cuts it, uses that little board. It's got the little marks on it.
He would eat it and say, "Kings and queens of this world do not have anything like this."
Yeah.
So the chunk honey that sold really well for us, and actually we never even sold any of it at market. A gift shop bought it all and sold it. Was when we let the bees draw the comb in the jars. And then they filled it with honey, and then we filled it with liquid honey. Those sold. Like, one lady came in there and bought 10 jars of it just for gifts for people.
How do you deal with granulation, though?
Well, we keep it in the freezer when we store it. Like, all of our chunk honey is in the freezer.
Yeah.
Right now, in the deep freeze.
Because if it granulates, you're kind of hooped.
I experimented because that gift shop actually had one jar that granulated this summer, not of that they made the wax in the jar, but just regular chunk honey. So I'm like, well, they actually buy it and resell it. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll come because I wanted to see how well it would decrystallize in the warming cabinet. And it actually did pretty good. There was still some sugary crystal residue in the bottom, so it never completely decrystallized, but it did go back to clear. So.
Oh yeah, Kevin.
And you just end up with the layer of wax at the top of the honey.
Mm-hmm.
It gets too warm.
But believe it or not, Brad, it didn't melt it. That had to have been a very, very slow, lengthy process because you need that fine line, definitely. Yeah. So it's possible, but it takes a bit.
Gus Mitchell was showing that he had it laying on the side in the warmer, and he would turn it over every day or something like that. He said it was a process.
Yeah, it can be done, but it takes a while. So to get them to draw in those jars, I melt beeswax in the bottom of the jar, and it has to be a really strong hive. And then what I'll do is I'll put a queen excluder on, and then put the jar, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Tom went downstairs to grab it. The jar lid, not lid, but inner cover on top of the queen excluders, because you don't want the queen to get up there and start laying in that comb that you want them to put honey in. But yeah, it has to be a really strong hive to get them to entice them to climb up in there. Here, see the Apamay ones actually have queen excluders built in.
I've seen people sell quartz.
Oop,
Y'all
sorry.
disappear.
Uh-oh.
We both pushed it at the same time, Joey.
Melissa's
Oh.
messed around again, Joey.
There we go.
I've seen people sell a quart jar for like $50 with that, like that.
Wow. That's wild.
So yeah, I'm excited to try this out. Before we were using it, Ricky had made me some inner covers just with the holes drilled in it to set the jars in, and then I just put a queen excluder under it.
Where did you guys get that again?
That's Apamay.
Okay.
They just came out with those.
How do you
Or they-
entice them to go through that queen excluder size thing?
Say that again.
How do you entice them to go through that queen excluder thing
You
into the jar?
gotta have a lot of bees.
Yeah.
That and
But do you put anything in the jar?
wax.
There's wax. I melt beeswax in the bottom of the jar.
Just a dollop of beeswax, or
Yeah.
Some people will put like a little tiny rectangle of comb. They'll like, I guess, the comb you get at like Daydan or some store, you just cut off a little piece and they'll take long tweezers and glue it in there with the wax, and then they'll do the rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you actually the only thing gets waxed is like right on the bottom, right?
Yeah. Tom's bringing a jar.
You don't
up.
want, because you don't want to mess
No.
the looks up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I guess you could, well, not with that Apamay one, but if you were using just a regular inner cover lid with it that has holes cut out of it, just not use the queen excluder, just like when you put a new undrawn super on, don't use the queen excluder yet until they start drawing a little bit of comb in there. And then, so this is what the original ones that Ricky had made us look like.
Yeah.
But this is what the jars with the just melt a little bit of beeswax in the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not hard.
Well, the interview cover that I use,
Mm-hmm.
the guy on the normal one, he's got 3 places for jars. He's actually got another one where he has those 3 there, and he has where you can do 3 across the middle also. And they do that a lot.
So when you put those jars in that gadget, then do you just put an empty super box over top of that and keep it dark?
Yep.
But that's it.
Yep. Correct.
Okay.
And so like I said, so long as the hive's strong, they did fine with it.
It does help to do this, Brad, to put that little bit of wax,
Yeah.
which is the bottom, but it's technically the top when they're building, of course.
Of course. Yeah. Nice.
Odell Smith, I'm not sure because we literally just got those Apamay ones in the mail last week.
So we
haven't messed with them yet.
We found out about those when we were at the Georgia State Conference. It was myself, Melissa, Korhan, who he's one of the owners of Apamay, and then Michael with 21st B. We were all sitting down to dinner out there, and we happened to talk. We were talking in conversation about a few different things, and he's like, when we mentioned what we've had done with the inner covers, he's like, "Oh, we have those," and I'm like, "What do you mean you have those?" And so anyway, I'm like, "Well, I didn't even know this," and he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "It's something that's new because they had them going in Europe for the last couple of years."
I'd seen them earlier this year in a Europe advertisement. I told Tom, like, ask Arda about this. I want these.
Yeah.
What is it called? Because I'm on the website right now and I can't find it.
That's a good question. I don't remember now.
It's a secret. Only the cool people know.
I don't know. Is there a search bar at the top, Todd?
Yeah. And I don't know what to put in. I put in.
Try looking up jar comb.
I did.
Man, I'd have to look back for an email.
Hold on, I'll look it up in a second.
Yeah, it's not jar comb or comb jar.
Here, I'll tell you.
You said Michael has one?
Mahar?
Yeah.
You make one?
No. We were all sitting down to dinner when the conversation came up.
I was about to say he was in here. I don't know if he's still in here or not.
Yeah.
It is called Apame Comb Honey Jar Adapter.
Chris just put something in there. Yep.
Right there.
Ain't a bad price either, $30.
No, it's reasonable. So Melissa placed that order whenever we placed our order for knobby stuff. And actually, for whatever reason, they shipped those two things. The rest of our orders to pick up in knobby. So I don't know why they shipped those.
I still can't find it.
Y'all see that link Chris put in there?
No. Oh, okay.
So that's what it looks like while they're drawing it out. So the time that I did that was actually on our horizontal hive. So that hive only had 10 frames. So they had nowhere else to build comb but to build comb up in those jars.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, you better pay really close attention to that colony with just that little bit of space on there. Because you really have to keep them to the verge of swarm with a good flow for them to push up in there and to start building. But so if you do that sort of thing, you're really not offering them much space, but you're offering them a little. So pay very close attention to when you're doing that.
But yeah, we sell it in those mason jars, and it's just regular. It's not wide mouth, just regular.
I will say this. Once they were done and we wanted to pull them off there, here's the tricky part, getting them out of those jars.
Yeah.
You can put a fume board on one end of it and run them out. You can't spray anything in there. You really don't want to use a lot of smoke in there because now you're going to be probably tainting the taste of the honey, at least smell. So what I actually did is
we shook them all out.
I took each one of the jars away from the hive by about 50 feet, and I shook all the bees out in the hood of my truck. Slowly shook them out.
In retrospect, we should have had another box there and used a skateboard and just left it for the day for the bees to crawl out on their own. No, we were a little aggressive.
It was much more.
If it's not a robbing season, they may just leave on their own. If you just take them out, set them up, and you could also fill it with honey, and then they float, right? So.
Oh yeah.
And they only make it in 10 frame. They don't make it in 8s, right?
Right.
Yeah, we only bought 2 because we only have 2 10-frame Apame boxes. I mean, we got the 7-framers, but we use those for something different. So we only got 2. I mean, it is pretty cool. You've seen from the pictures of what they do. It's really, I mean, it's really artistic when they build stuff in there. I mean, not ever 2 of them were ever the same. So.
Brian Huber, I have so many
there that you don't want in there.
I'm sorry, Brad.
Do you ever find anything in there you don't want in there, like a bunch of pollen cells or,
On that, they didn't. I'm not saying that they wouldn't, because, I guess we did put down
one jar the queen got in, and she did lay in it, so we didn't use that jar. But yeah, other than that, no.
Yeah, because the first time we did it, we didn't put a queen excluder down. I think when we had done it before, once they went up there and started working it, then you could throw a queen excluder down just to safeguard, because you're really dangerously close to the brew dust on that. And those doing those sort of things don't always work out. Sometimes they'll be a flop.
I wonder if you can put smaller jars on there. I see in the pictures they have hex jars. I know they're not as wide as quart jars, but maybe you could fit the hex jar over those queen excluders and then fill in around the hole, the bottom of the jar with something to keep them from escaping, so to speak.
Why would you want a smaller jar?
Well, I'm saying a hex jar. I mean, a hex jar is pretty cool with that in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Have you experimented with different sized jars?
No,
Yeah. So you don't know if maybe a larger jar or smaller jar is better?
no. I have so many of those pint jars because we went to it was a beekeeper flea market here at the local Isabee store, the local bee store, and there was a couple getting out of beekeeping, and she had like boxes and boxes of those pint jars, and I got them so insanely cheap. I have so many pint jars, and then I think that one locker that you bought out, that storage locker, there was a ton of pint jars in there too. So I've got pint jars for years
Yeah.
that need to be used up.
Well, it's just a board with a bunch of holes in it. It's not
Yeah.
rocket science at all.
That's what Kevin was saying. Yeah. What was the other place you bought glass from in St. Louis? What's that called? Tricor Braun?
Yeah, that's where I get our creamed honey jars from.
Yeah, so there was some, I think that was, who was that said that? Kevin?
He's
Brian.
Brian Cooper said
It's Cooper.
Arkansas. Cooper, yeah. Said
Yeah.
Arkansas glass.
So, Brian, I know there are some folks that were down in Springfield, Missouri that we know that went down there and had a whole run and asked if we needed anything, they would pick it up for us because they were doing a big run for their club. And I said no, because we had made some big purchases before through Tricor Braun, which has a location in St. Louis about, 40 minutes from me. So we'd pick up like a pallet at a time for that stuff. We really only try to buy what we're going to need for that year. I just don't have a ample large storage space for all that stuff. I can buy for the year, but buying further out is difficult because I don't have the storage. So you're saving money, but you're utilizing precious storage space. So I guess there's kind of a fine line.
Well, I hate to
It's
say
been
this.
2.5 hours.
Ah,
What was you about to say, Todd?
well, I was before you said that. I was about to say I gotta jump out of here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I got a question for him.
No. I like Joey's comment better.
Yeah.
So I'll stick around.
Hey, Todd, are you going to go eat?
No,
Well, what's for dinner?
breakfast.
You posted that earlier in the chat.
Well, I wasn't in there.
That's
Brad,
what I had for lunch today was breakfast.
Todd, that's just not my favorite, really. I mean, you can get by on it, but
Andrew made me eggs yesterday morning. They were really good.
he offered to make me some too, but I don't really eat breakfast. So
I went to
I
lunch.
thought of JW when I was eating today. I had two fried eggs over easy, smothered with them grits,
No, you ruined it there.
doused down with salt and pepper,
Are you guys at like the sandbar or something?
toast and honey.
I had a nice lunch. I had huevos rancheros. And
You're just eating eggs all day.
Listen,
yeah, but you know what?
it's like actually-
It's not bad for you. So I'll have eggs, bacon, some slices of ham, half avocado, and a big glass of milk. Whole milk.
Chocolate milk. It has to be when you're eating breakfast for dinner. You have to have chocolate milk.
No, just
Yeah.
whole milk.
I
That's
just
all.
have chocolate milk when I don't have anything else.
Hmm.
Well, I'm fixing to push the end button.
All
I
right.
appreciate everybody coming in,
Hopefully we
All right,
see you
everyone.
all.
and you that go in the lobby, we'll see you there.
Night,
Night, everybody.
Good night.